What's up, guys? We are going to be heading into Cades Cove. Before you go into the cove, I would recommend stopping by the Sugarlands Welcome Center. There's a complete, like a mini museum in here. Go over, I'll put a link to where I had done another video on the Sugarlands Welcome Center to where you go over and check it out so you get more information about it in here. But I highly recommend stopping here, get a map of Cades Cove. You know, it's just a big informational thing. Also a good bathroom break before you go down there because it's an 11-mile loop. But when you get started taking the trip through, you're going to see that 11 miles can turn into a full day trip by the time you stop at different places, whether it's hiking, whether it's some of the historic sites. So you want to make sure that you stop here, guys. And anyways, come with us for another adventure. Like, share the video, leave me a comment down below. Let's go have some fun.
There's the actual map of it.
Okay. One thing that you need to remember also is to get a parking pass. It's like $5 for a day pass, or depending on how long you're going to be, depending on where you're going to be in the park, you can get a week pass. For us, we've got just a one-day pass, which is all we're going to need. And but now we're heading down into the cove. And here we are down in Cades Cove. Just got into the start of it, and just look at the mountains over there. You don't see that just anywhere. Cades Cove is an old community. I suggest that you get the books and look up some of the history of it. Everyone moved out in the early 1900s, you know, because where they had turned this over to the Park Service. And I think that the post office was the last thing to close in around 1947, according to some of the literature. And again, it's just a home community down here is what this was. Just an old pioneering community, and that we're going to be going through and looking at some of the different buildings and stuff that are through here. Now, one thing down here, and I'm going to emphasize this, you're not supposed to stop. There's plenty of places to pull off, but unfortunately people don't seem to get that message. So, you know, by all means, if someone stops, you know, if they don't get to moving for long, blow the horn, get them out of your way. Because the fact is, there's too many pull-offs here that people just seem to ignore for some reason. And instead of just going on and pulling over whenever they want to stop for pictures or whatever, they seem to stop in the middle of the road and hold up everybody else. And this is what makes the traffic down here not as enjoyable as it could be. Pull over, be courteous, pull over. If you don't, you're stupid. Here's these horses here, and again, proving my point. I could be driving, but unfortunately we have vehicles in front of us that don't understand that concept. They must have never seen a horse before in real life, and they don't know how to act. So they have to stop, instead of ignoring the pull-off, instead of stopping by the pull-off and getting out and looking at them, they have to hold up everybody else. Now we're going to ride down to the old primitive Baptist church. It's down here. It's one of the stops that we decided to take on this loop, and go down and check it out. This right here is where they used to have the stove. You can see there's where the chimney went through. Very nice old church. It's well preserved down here. All these old pews, old mourner's bench sitting here in front of the pulpit. Get the bench back behind the pulpit as well. Old Bible sitting here. Songbook. A little weak right there, that board is. Very nice. Check this out. Organized June 1827. Cades Cove Primitive Baptist Church. You got the cemetery here. And again, this is an active cemetery. There's fairly recent graves in this cemetery. Just take a walk through it real quick. I don't know the dates on all of these, but I do remember in the past when we've been here that there are some fairly recent graves in here. You can see there the dates on these. 1950s. Some of them going back to the 1800s and beyond. You see some of these graves here. Some of the very old ones. You see this grave here, fairly new, September 11th, 2009. So, again, you get all the way back to the 1800s, early 1800s, even up until just a few years ago. A couple more new graves you can see there. Not very long ago at all. You have a veteran grave there. On up here, 2017 U.S. Army. 2021. And you can see here on the back side of the church where the cemetery is. And you got turkeys just walking around. That's one thing about it out here, all the wildlife. But you can tell that grave there, fairly recent because the grass hasn't completely covered it. No. Alright kids, ask your parents what that building was for. Let me know down in the comments below.
Looks like a trail.
That is the Primitive Baptist Church, guys. Pretty cool spot. On down the road we go. Now we're at the Methodist Church. We're gonna go up here and go through it as well. You can see here we have a cemetery at the Methodist Church. All that scenery. Here's the Missionary Baptist Church. You can see it there. We're not going to stop and go into that one, but you can kind of get the idea of how it was down here. It was definitely, Christianity was a definite centerpiece of the lives of the people here. Just look at that view right out through there. those of y'all that don't know what a turkey is, right there, he'll never stop. Okay, he'll stand there. There's another one right there. There they are. You don't get these kind of views out just anywhere. You can see the mountains there back behind me. Great. This is a little nice pull off. Plenty of parking. Another one of the pull off areas here. But just check this out, guys. This is why everybody likes coming to the Cove, especially during the fall when these trees, these mountains, all the color and stuff, that's when it's just extremely busy down in here. But you can just imagine what it would look like. We've been down in here during that time, but you know, even back then it was busy. But I think that in recent years it has just gone just insane as far as how busy it gets down in here at times. You can find certain times, not around the peak fall colors, but you can find certain times where it's not as busy. But if you're going to come down in the fall, peak fall colors, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be hard to get in here, or you need to be prepared to be patient. That's the big thing. Be sure to bring you some drinks, and sandwich and meat, or whatever, some snacks, some food with you. So there's nowhere down here to stop and get anything. Got this old wood bridge. Currently the falls are closed for anybody that's out there. Always check if you're planning on going to those hikes. You know, check to make sure before you set out. You don't want to get down here and they be closed. About halfway through, you got this visitor area. They got restrooms here and just kind of a place where you can relax for a bit. So again, guys, this is about halfway through. You don't really have, or at least last time we were here, they didn't really have any food or anything like that. So make sure you bring snacks, bring food with you. We're inside the little gift shop they've got here at the Midway point, and again, you can't get any snacks or anything like that in here. They've got a lot of nice stuff, souvenirs, these mugs, just all kinds of cool stuff, maps. There's a book here on the Trail of Tears, which, you know, we're not very far from the Cherokee Indian Reservation. So that might be something that interests you. A lot of history down in this area. Scotch Irish are the folks that heavily settled this area. You can also see a book here on the Civil War in the Smokies. It'll be interesting. Criminals of the day, bushwhackers. Look at these tumblers. Huge. They've also got these. Like a nice souvenir. All kinds of different jellies, other things. Spring water down there. Some flour. This is that little gift shop from the outside. We're gonna walk down here, and this is not original, or some of these buildings are not original, but they were moved to this location. But it's pretty interesting how they get to set up. Usually they've got these grounds pretty well mowed and cleared, but it looks like right now, with the way that the rain and stuff has been lately, that they have not gone through. I know they've had this before. It looked like a green rug. Had it real nice. There's old grist mill. We're gonna go over there in a minute, but right now we're just gonna keep going through. stove. That's like what they had. That was supposed to be in that church. This fireplace. Check this out, guys. Love to have this house in its heyday, and just the views out here. Just to walk out on the front porch like this view. Store feed and things like that. The side of it. They get it closed off on this side. Covered area. There's the old corn crib. Old wagon that's there. Been there forever. I always love coming down here. We don't get to come down to this area in Cades Cove as much as we'd like, but it is nice coming down through here, getting to see all this. Got the house there. Water source literally right there. Years ago, this mill used to actually work. I remember when water was coming through there, spinning that wheel, and you could go inside there and actually buy flour that they would grind. Some of the flour that you've seen when we were up at the gift shop. Back then, they literally would grind a lot of it here in this mill. And it's pretty interesting. And you're gonna see, here are some of the stones that were used. There's a couple of them here, and this is what was used to grind corn. A couple of the old ones here. Obviously it's seen better days. But yeah, they used to have water running down through here. It looks like this has been replaced. And again, they got some warnings for some of the other things here too. But just goes to show you, time eventually catches up with everything. But yeah, this has all been replaced. If you go back on my channel, you can probably find some videos of the original from when we were down here years ago. Yeah. You can see there the water would come down there and all out through there. Old stuff. Guys, we are leaving this little rest area, this little welcome center, or whatever you want to call it. Going to be going on down the road and eventually finding somewhere to have a picnic. There are a couple of picnic places on up the road, but for now, guys, remember, when you come down into the cove, bring food, bring drinks, because there's not a lot, virtually nothing down here that you can buy. But anyways, guys, now down the road we go. There's another one of the cabins on the trail through here. And when we get up here to the porch, I want to show you something. And it's kind of unique. It's something that draws a lot of people, catches a lot of people, their attention, and just kind of an idea of why people would build in some of these areas. So just imagine here, the front porch of your house, and this is your view. Well, with the exception of the cars. Absolutely great. Plus the flat ground, that's where you're going to be able to graze a garden. You're not going to be able to raise it on no hillside or something like that, but the flat ground, that's where you'd be able to raise your garden and your family, everything else. Well, let's just go in here and check it out. Nice porch, sitting area. I'm sure in the summertime, days before air conditioning, they pull cots and stuff out here, end up sleeping on the porch. Because didn't have air conditioning back then. The only air conditioning you had was when that breeze blew through and cooled you down. The room off to the side. More people vandalizing it. Steps to go upstairs. Let's just poke our head up here. I'm not going very far. Just gonna raise you guys up. The loft area. Storage area underneath there. Make use of every inch storage that they had. This back porch area. Got this old outbuilding here. Just look back behind me, man. This is why I like coming down into the cove. You don't see this kind of stuff anywhere. You get up into Gatlinburg, it's nice. Yes, it's fun. Down in here, you know, seeing the mountains. Just imagine what it was back 100 years ago, living down in here. So their old barn. Imagine when they had livestock in here. And you can tell just from the way that it looks where the original cabin was and then the areas that were built on in addition years later. here is our fancy meal. Some of the food we got, Food City, and some chips. First you gotta have hot sauce, some turkey, some ham. It's everything you need. And again, guys, you don't have to spend a lot of money. This is us just having fun. We pulled over to this picnic area. What's it called? What's the name of this?
Metcalf Bottoms.
Metcalf Bottoms. Just sitting in here and eating. We brought some food with us. Again, guys, you go down into the cove, bring you some food, pack you a picnic. It's worth it. Of course, we're out of the cove now, but you know we didn't spend as much time in there as we thought we would. But it's better to have you some food with you. Anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. Check out all the links down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.